What is going on, you guys? As you can see behind me, we have a pretty large mail haul. These are all CGC comics that have accumulated over the last 2-3 months. And I figured, why not just unbox them right now? Show you guys what I purchased. These are all purchases from eBay for the most part. A couple purchases from Shortbox as well, the Shortbox mobile app, which I highly recommend you use for buying and selling graded comics. And I think there is another purchase from Skybound, and we'll get to unboxing that. I think that's this this brown box here. I bought a CGC Skybound 9.8 exclusive comic from one of my favorite artists, recent artists that I've met. Actually met her out in San Diego Comic-Con and was introduced to her through the Shortbox team. So we'll take a look at what comic I purchased and a little bit more background in case you didn't know. This past year, I think I mentioned it in another video, but I have committed to this year focusing on expanding my CGC collection in regards to Batman villain key appearances, first appearances for the most part. So that is my goal for this year, and I'm sure years to come is focus on expanding my collection of CGC graded comics for Batman villains, first appearances, key issues, things like that. All right, enough talking. Let's get to it. So this one is from Shortboxed. And guys, while I'm unboxing this, if you are new to the channel, welcome. I appreciate you watching this video. If you're not new and you do watch, the videos as I post them, and you're not subscribed, please go ahead, support the channel, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. But yeah, if this is your first video watching of mine, watch to the end. If you don't like it, I guess don't subscribe, but if you do, I'd love that subscribe from you. So thank you guys. What can it be now? Love that song. Oh, it's been longer than 2 months. I bought this I want to say 4 months ago. All right. Let's Ooh. Batman Adventures Holiday Special #1 at a 9.8 Bruce Timm cover. This was a story by Paul Dini and Bruce Timm, very obviously reminiscent of the Batman the Animated Series TV show. Well, not reminiscent. This was actually, I believe, in the continuity of the TV show. But I overall just love this cover. I have my Mr. Freeze statue back there. I plan on displaying this with the statue. There are a couple really small Newton rings. Yeah. This looks like an older slab. Well, not like a super old slab, but oh, this is just a really thick slab because it was a pretty thick book. That's why it feels different. Wow, this is probably can't tell in the video, but this has got to be close to an inch. The thickness of the slab. I've never had one like this. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to reholder this or anything just because of, you can barely notice these Newton rings. Oh, and guys, by the way, if you checked out my previous video, and I got a lot of comments, a lot of engagement on that video. So if you were one of those people that commented or just watched it in general, that was the CGC unboxing that I did with 13 books, and they were not the best grades. But if you watched that video, thank you guys so much. That is by far my most watched video on this channel. And like I said, there were a lot of people that tried picking my head up and saying, dude, it happens to the best of us. I completely get it. I'm going to learn from my mistakes, but thanks for all the comments, all that stuff. But what I'm getting at is I actually sent all 13 of those books back. What I didn't disclose in the video was that all of them had a Newton ring about a little bit bigger than like a baseball, right front and center. And that's a quality control issue. That is unacceptable. If I had one or two books, fine. I may try to send them back, see if they'll fix them. But the fact that 13 books, and I'm not joking, I'll probably post a picture right here just to prove it. All 13 of those books came back with a terrible Newton ring. Terrible because it was pretty big, but it was front and center. Like, this is okay because you can't see it, but there's a little one over here. I mean, but when it's right smack dab in the middle, yeah, I'm not dealing with that. So I sent all of them back for mechanical error. And if you're not as familiar with the grading process and returns and their policy of CGC, I sent them an email. I sent the support team an email, and they basically got back to me saying, hey, yes, this is a phenomenon that happens when two plastics touch and the light hits it. And I'm like, okay, you know that the customer hates this. You might not consider it a defect, but these are our valuables. These are our collector's items. The value of that collector's item because of a terrible Newton ring is diminished when that happens. And if it happened for every single book, then we need to talk about it. But the fact that it happens for some books and not others, that's where the problem is, because they have proved that they can fix this, or they know how to mitigate, how to avoid this. And the fact that they send me all 13 books back, and all these books were different in some sort of way. A lot of them were modern books, published late 2000s, recently, a couple of years ago. Some of them were from the 80s, some were from the 90s. So you can't really come up with an excuse and say, oh, it's the type of book, it's the type of modern books you're submitting. Those have been known to come back with Newton rings. I don't know. That frustrated me. I don't know what I'm going to be doing moving forward, if I'm going to keep submitting books. I do really love the process of grading comics. I love inspecting them, learning from mistakes, hoping for that next better grade. But this was not a good situation, and I was kind of upset. Obviously, I was upset about the grades that I had, but that was, for the most part, I'll say, in my control. I'm not gonna put blame on them and say, oh, the grader didn't know what they were looking at, or it seems like a lot of the times, which I'm not arguing, but a lot of people are getting fed up because they feel like the grading has changed. Maybe that's with them hiring new people. Regardless, I'll take the blame for the grades I got, but at the same time, there's a quality control issue when you send all 13 of my books back with the Newton ring. I digress. Sorry for the vent. Yeah, it was just, I was doing that video and I was seeing these Newton rings. I'm like, is that really as bad as it looks? And then once I was done recording, I took a closer look and I'm like, geez, every single book has this Newton ring. It's unacceptable. But I sent them back. Hopefully CGC will make right, and I'm sure they will, but I will keep you guys all updated. It was just an overall bad experience. And hopefully for you guys, if you do collect graded comics and do grade through CGC, hoping that you didn't have to deal with a bunch of Newton rings on yours. But if this is the case moving forward, if this is what we're to expect, I'm done grading with them, because I'm not spending the money getting a book back and having it devalued because of a huge Newton ring right in the front and center. Nobody wants that. If down the road I want to sell it and try to get some money back, nobody's going to want to deal with that. Okay, back to the unboxing. 9.8 Holiday Special Batman Adventures. This released in 95. Again, in love with this cover. I think this might actually be my favorite cover that features Mr. Freeze. Cool. All right. And this was another purchase that I made on Shortboxed. All right. This book released in August of 1985. It is a first appearance of a Batman villain. Can you guess? Black Mask. Origin and first appearance of Black Mask, Roman Sionis. Doug Mensch story. Tom Mandrake cover and art. This is Batman 386. This one looks like it's in really nice condition. Very happy to add this to the PC. All right, next up, this one's from eBay. What did I buy? Oh yeah, I can already see the cover. This was a recent buy. A lot of bubble wrap. Not a bad thing. All right. This was also... wasn't a first appearance, but it was a big moment in DC Comics for Batman Comics. Batman 368. And that is the Jason Todd issue where he officially becomes the second Robin. Released in February of 1984. This is a 9.8. Doug Mensch story. Don Newton and Alfredo Alcala art. And Ed Hannigan and Dick Giordano cover. That is the same team, I believe, that did... had to look at it. Batman 357. The first appearance of Killer Croc, and I think Jason Todd. And I remember before, I want to say like when I was in college, when I started getting back into comics, I wasn't really familiar with first appearances for Batman characters. I didn't know what issues they were and what big events were in what issues. So when I would go to comic book shop, I'd kind of just flip through the dollar bins. And this was actually, I believe, in like $1 or $2 bin. It wasn't in the best quality, but I had no insight into what this issue was. I still picked it up because I just love this cover. I mean, you do get a really, really intense shot of Jason Todd's crotch, but otherwise, it's pretty sweet. It says, introducing Robin, the Boy Wonder. That's right, we said it. Or we said, Boy Wonder. Batman swinging there. I love the contrast of, the yellow cape with the blue cape and then the red background. I think that's awesome. All right, next one up. So this one says, please do not crush. And let's see if you can see. It is crushed. Dude. Oh my God. I wonder if people at the Postal Service are just like, yeah, dude, guess what? No, we're still crushing that shit. I wonder if this if this motivates them more to mess up boxes and crush them when people actually outright say, be careful, do not bend, do not crush. I wonder if they're just like, you know what, now you're pissing me off. Now I'm gonna do it. I hope it's in good condition. We'll see. Interesting way to pack a comic. Whoever did this, he or she, decided to use another box and use it to just border the comic. I don't know. I've never seen that before. See how it is? Okay. Yeah. So there's two first appearances or one appearance of a new character, I guess, becoming a new character. But yeah, this is Batman 666. Spooky. DC released in July of 2007. Grant Morrison story, Andy Kubert, Jesse Delperdang cover and art. And 9.8, it's the first Damian Wayne as Batman and first appearance of Professor Pig. One of my favorite villains. Top 5 for sure. This is the direct sales edition. I believe there might be a newsstand edition. Not positive. But another sweet looking cover. It's badass. All right. And finally, this is going to be the last purchase from Shortbox that I made these last few months. Forgot I did this. Going big on the Professor Pig appearance. Another Batman 666. Has a Newton ring there. Wow, that's actually a pretty bad one. I might try to get this reholdered. Hopefully I don't have to pay for it with CGC. Maybe I can do mechanical error. But yeah, that's a pretty bad Newton ring that you guys are not seeing most likely. Let's see if I can... Nope, you're not going to be able to see it, I don't think. 2 Professor Pigs. I think the reason... I did forget I bought 2 of these. The reason I'm in on this is because I think if they expand that Batman universe that we have with Pattinson, which I'm sure they're going to do, I think we're going to at least get 2 more movies from that franchise. I'm thinking of this grounded universe and like the realism that comes with these characters that we're seeing. I think Professor Pig would be perfect in one of these Pattinson Batman movies. Especially the darkness that we have in them. Yeah. You could do some crazy things with him as a villain. That'd be fun. Last one up. Pretty certain this is the one from Skybound. Oh wow, these are individually packaged. I thought they were gonna just be thrown in there loose. Thank God, I was a little worried. Alright, so I bought 2 of the same books. I just freaking love this cover. And I thought the price was right for what Skybound was actually asking. I think they were going for around $100, and they were limited to, I want to say, 1 to 200 copies. So I'm not going to open that one. It's the exact same comic. Or it should be. Dude. Oh. This is Skybound. Skybound X, issue number 25. The Comics Vault Live Edition Maria Wolf cover. How freaking crazy is this cover right here? Here, I'm going to actually focus on the cover itself. Hold on here. All right, there you go. Dude. Look how insane that cover is. Oh my God. All right, so this is Battle Beast. And initially, I think this was released for San Diego Comic-Con. It was, I think, completely a Virgin variant, meaning it didn't have even this logo, which is kind of, you don't even really notice it. Yeah, this I don't think was there. It was a bit more expensive. I want to say that book raw is probably going for over $100. This slabbed was pretty sure $100. But the reason I bought it is because Maria Wolf is amazing. Awesome person. She's so nice. I stopped by her booth again at C2E2. Hopefully I can get a commission from her. She has been crazy busy this last year, and it's because she's putting out work like this. And people are really starting to catch on and see how truly amazing her illustrating is. God. So pumped I have this. One of my buddies is also a big fan of Maria's, so I bought 2 of these. I might gift it to him. I don't know. We'll see. Otherwise, I have 2 of these in the collection, which is fine with me. That shit is crazy, dude. Oh my God. Oh, and Maria Wolf is from Chicago too, representing. We were talking about all the deep dish out here and the Portillos and the Italian beefs and all that good stuff. So just made it even better when we were talking, being able to relate on that front. Anyways, all right, guys, that's all I got. Thank you for sticking around for the video, hearing me vent, hearing me unbox all of these graded comics. I'm extremely excited to add them to my collection, and I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Again, please, if you're not subscribed already and you did have a good time watching this, please hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. I really do appreciate it. If you are subscribed, thank you. I know I've had a good amount of people subscribe since my last video, and that means the world. It gives me that motivation to put out more videos. I'm still motivated as is. I'm still going to put it out whether people watch it or not, but truly, it does mean a lot to see these videos connect with people in some way or another. So thank you again. Until next time, peace.